It is day 3 of the 2019 ACC Women's Basketball Tournament here in Greensboro, North Carolina. The first of 4 games on this quarterfinal Friday. It's the Syracuse Orange and the Miami Hurricanes. They meet for the first time at the ACC Tournament, and they'll get the action started. It is so great to have you with us for the 2019 ACC Women's Basketball Tournament. I'm Tom Wormy. They've been contesting this championship since 1978, but today only 8 teams have a chance to take home the trophy and win this title. It's quarterfinal Friday, which means the top 4 seeds will hit the court for the first time in the tournament here at the Greensboro Coliseum. They earned the double bye. Here is the Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits tournament bracket. We told you Miami and Syracuse will start us off. North Carolina and Notre Dame, that's the rematch of the regular season meeting won by North Carolina. The defending champs Louisville have won 6 in a row against the Clemson Tigers. And then it's NC State and Florida State. They've met 3 previous times in the tournament, and NC State has won them all after Florida State beat Duke to advance. Back to the game for Clemson and Aaliyah Collier, the senior, coming off the bench, playing 33 minutes. They went to overtime with Virginia Tech in the second round. Collier was brilliant throughout the game. 28 points, a career high. She also had 10 rebounds. From the floor, she was 10 of 22 and connected on 4 3-pointers on 9 chances. And Aaliyah Collier willed her team and Amanda Butler into the quarterfinals with the 80-79 win in overtime against Virginia Tech. Now, once again, Miami and Syracuse leading us off the first of 4 games on this third day of the championship. It is the first time they meet in the tournament, but they met during the regular season. It was at the Carrier Dome, and Miami won this one 84-71. Syracuse relies on the 3-point shot, but did not shoot it well. Just 5 of 32 from beyond the arc, and they lost it 84-71 to the Canes. All right, it's time for the play-by-play. Courtside inside the Greensboro Coliseum for Game 1, Jen Hildreth and LaChina Robinson.
Thanks so much, Tom. You know, it's interesting, LaChina, you look back at that regular season game, Miami not yet ranked. That was before they really served notice to the country with those 2 top 5 wins against Notre Dame and Louisville in February. But it's also safe to say Syracuse did not play their best game against the Canes. What do they need to do different today?
Well, they did hit shots in that first matchup, and the way that the Syracuse offensive system is set up, they have to hit shots from long range. Now, the one thing that Quentin Hillsman is encouraged about, Miranda Drummond did not play in that regular season matchup. She did play yesterday in their first round game, and she was 3 for 7 from long range. They will need her to hit outside shots to stretch the offense.
Well, when you look at this Miami team, you have to start with their 2 first-team All-ACC post players. What a duo this has been for Katie Meyer this season. Beatrice Montpremier, the transfer, leading the league with 22 double-doubles, and Mesa Hoff, the league's most improved player.
One of the best front courts in the country, and it starts with their chemistry and how they play off of each other. But their anchor emotionally and most consistent force is Mesa Hoff. She has come up so big in their big games. She's on the glass. She's a great facilitator, outstanding passer, but she is their toughness on the inside. And her chemistry with Beatrice Montpremier has grown as this season has gone on. Montpremier is buckets around the rim, but her rebounding as of late, last 4 games, 17 rebounds, 16 rebounds, 10, 15. You must keep her off the glass.
Take a look at our Toyota starting lineups. First for the Miami Hurricanes, Cornelius, Banks, Makia Gray, along with Hoff and Montpremier. And for the Syracuse Orange and Quentin Hillsman, his starting 5, the same 5 he rolled out yesterday in Syracuse's win against Virginia. Tiana Mangakahia, one of the best in the country in setting up her teammates. She can score it too, along with Gabby Cooper, Amaya Finkley, Miranda Drummond, and Digna Strautmana. Our first top 25 matchup of this ACC tournament. Syracuse here after that impressive shooting performance yesterday against Virginia. 4 players in double figures. They were knocking them down all over the court. We also feature 2 teams at the moment projected to host in the NCAA tournament. So a lot on the line for these 2 teams and the great work they've done all season to get here. Banks with the basketball for Miami. Sophomore along with Makia Gray. Those 2 played huge minutes last year as freshmen. Cornelius inside to Montpremier. And Banks took some steps.
Syracuse ball.
Now the ball in the hands of one of the most dynamic players you will see. Tiana Mangakahia runs the show for Syracuse. Averages 16.5 points per game during the regular season, and also one of the top players in the country in terms of assists, over 8 a game.
Both teams starting out in zone defense, and that's what Syracuse does, but it will help them to guard the front court in Miami of Montpremier and Hoff. But if they're hitting threes, you got to make a decision.
Hoff drew the defense. Cornelius knocked it down. Now Mangakahia around and out on the other end. Montpremier the board. Cornelius looking ahead to Hoff. She will run the floor. Inside to Montpremier. Too deep on that one. Hoff cleans it up. Mesa Hoff led Miami in the regular season against Syracuse with 21 points. Battle for the rebound.
We are expecting incredible pace. And on that offensive possession for Miami, one of the best facilitators from the center position in the country, Mesa Hoff, making the perfect pass to Cornelius, and right here cleaning up the layup missed by Beatrice Montpremier. It's so rare that you talk about a post player facilitating offense, but very high basketball IQ for Mesa Hoff.
Syracuse still looking for their first points of this one. Mangakahia will step back and get them.
And they'll give her the mid-range, but they do. Miami does want to guard her there with their post players, so they're contesting with some size, but they've got to get there to contest.
Cornelius got out of the trap. Montpremier to Hoff. The connection between those two, China, it is something special.
It is, and it's developed and increased and grown over the course of the season. But I'll tell you one thing, Laura Cornelius doesn't always have the ball in her hands, but she's pulling the strings. She is what makes this team really go and gets the ball where it needs to be.
Had a great game in the regular season. Her first career double-double with 10 assists in that one to go along with 13 points against Syracuse. Mangakahia gonna take that one herself against Hoff, who blocked it. One of the best in the ACC in blocking shots. Cornelius over to Montpremier. Missed the easy one. Gray picked it up, had it batted away. Mangakahia thought about it. It's going to drive. She's got 2 more and all 4 of Syracuse's points.
And Tiana Mangakahia is finishing within 2, 3, 4 feet of the basket in a pull-up or a floater situation. It's really tough to guard her.
Hoff into the lane, had it blocked by Finkley for Syracuse.
Take a look at this offense for Miami. Trapping from Syracuse, but who is guarding a Mesa Hoff on that back side? The defense has to drop and get under the basket. That's a high percentage look.
Montpremier gets the 2 off the inbounds. Maeva Jaldi-Tabdi into the game for Syracuse. She'll come set the screen. Stroutman in the corner.
Syracuse is hoping to get some size and girth to slow down what Mesa Hoff and Beatrice Montpremier are doing. I mean, they are having their way on the offensive end.
Cornelius behind the back, up high for Hoff. Stroutman there. Jaldi-Tabdi came to help.
Incredible pace to this game to start.
So much fun. Mangakahia didn't get it that time. Stroutman the rebound. Tom Wormy talked about it before this game started. Syracuse's struggles in the regular season, just 5 of 32 from 3 against the Canes. So far, it's been all Mangakahia.
And all in the middle of the floor. Miami giving up that mid-range jump shot, but not allowing Mangakahia angles to her three-point shooters.
Trap gets the takeaway. Mangakahia looking for more. And she'll get it. All 8 of Syracuse's points belong to their point guard. And now wreaking havoc on the defensive end. Cornelius in trouble, managed to get it away before the jump ball was called. Syracuse turning it up on the defensive end. 10 on the shot clock for Cornelius in Miami. It's going to be a 1-point lead.
It's going to be important how Syracuse guards the high post.
Gray drove and was fouled. 1-point game so far, and for Syracuse, Tiana Mangakahia doing it all. All 8 points for Syracuse coming from the junior from Australia.
It's a choice when the ball's on the ground and you don't dive. That's a soft choice. It's a choice when somebody's driving baseline and you're there to take a charge and you move and you swat. That's a soft choice. It's a choice if the ball's on the ground and you say, I'm going and she going, and you don't go. That's a soft choice.
We talked to Coach Quentin Hillsman before the game, and he reiterated that very fact to us, that he needs toughness from his kids in this game. They cannot be soft. They've got to go after those 50-50 balls, and he knows what's on the line. He wants to host a first-round game. Last time he did that, he took his team to the national championship. But that toughness goes through the point guard right there, Tiana Mangakahia, and you've seen her already in the last few minutes of this game, diving on the floor for loose balls, getting into the paint, hitting shots.
Kelly Deo reporting for us. Thanks so much, Kelly. And I would agree. I think they have been going for it here early. It hadn't been soft at all.
No, it has not. And Quentin Hillsman understands what's on the line. I mean, the last NCAA reveal had Syracuse women's basketball hosting as one of the top 16 seeds. And you want to control your own destiny. And the more you win, the better of a case you have of keeping that position.
Miami in the same position coming into this tournament. Kiki Lewis drives and has her first points of the game off the bench for Syracuse. She had a good game yesterday. A dozen off the bench.
And Miami's content to give Syracuse the 2 over the 3-point shot right now. And I really like that decision by Katie Meyer, because the 3 not only gives Syracuse points on the board, but it also fuels them emotionally.
The freshman right there, LaChina, Jaldi Tabdi, tried to take the charge.
But just did not get there in time. And the rule is you have to get there before the shooter leaves the floor with both feet. Jaldi Tabdi not even close to getting legal guarding position there.
Stroutman. All 10 points in the paint so far for Syracuse. Drummond will try to change that. Not on that attempt. Mangakahia looking to dish. Stroutman. Now she hits a 3. The sophomore from Latvia led the Orange against Virginia yesterday with 14 points, knocked down a couple of threes. Hoff, the help defense from Drummond. Disrupted her, but just a little bit. Hoff going the other way, has 6.
I mean, Miami is so big down there. And Beatrice Montpremier is listed as 6'4". She looks more like 6'5" to me. And Mesa Hoff listed 6'3", looks more like 6'4". She's one of the best at finishing the reverse layup. What a pass.
Good quickness there from Gray, and then Montpremier just staying with it.
And Syracuse just too small. At our last break, Beatrice Montpremier or Mesa Hoff had touched the ball in the paint on 9 of Miami's 12 possessions.
Oh, Kia Gray making her way to the basket with style.
And that's a problem for Syracuse in their early season matchup. Again, they'll give Tiana the 2-pointer. But transition defense, Miami does such a good job of sprinting down the floor, getting early post position. And Quentin Hillsman was concerned about that. He said, we have got to hit shots so that we can get back and set our defense.
That was really a double whammy with them not hitting shots, so they weren't getting the points offensively in the first meeting. But then, as you were just saying, they also weren't able to get set defensively.
Let's take a look at the interior play here of Miami. Hoff just working for position, and defense collapses, but too small. She gets the reverse layup. And then what a brilliant pass there by Gray, who gets the defense off of their feet. And when Montpremier catches it, she's got Tiana mangakahia on her at 5'6", under the basket. So you cannot risk, if you're the defense in that situation, you can't come off of your feet. You have to play it safe. And Syracuse needs to get more size under the basket on the Miami bigs.
Kadiata Sissoko, the 6'2" freshman from France, misses. Kayla Prather into the game for Miami. She's on the inside at the moment. Calling for it. It's off her fingertips as Montpremier's getting a breather. 5th turnover there by the Hurricanes.
Yeah, Miami is trying to get the ball inside, and that's what they want, but some errant passes on those turnovers.
Syracuse working their offense. Trap from Miami. Now the shot is up and out. Finkley pulls down the rebound. Tough angle there for her.
Miami's doing a really good job right now covering up the three-point shooters, but if you're a two-point shooter, they're going to guard you for that shot. Again, they did not get a three look there. Back the other way for Miami.
And you could just see from where we're sitting right here, the Syracuse players trying their best to hustle down the floor, and they just could not get there before Gray did. An 8-0 Miami run. Well, that goes by the wayside. Cooper cuts into it with a three. How much fun is this? Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Two high-quality teams that are going to be headed to the NCAA tournament, both with a chance to host on their home floors. And trying to make some noise in the ACC tournament quarterfinals. Six on the shot clock. Prather couldn't get there. One on the shot clock now. Gray did get it off. And then it goes out of bounds. Syracuse ball.
Let's look back at that three-point shot by Gabby Cooper for Syracuse. It's off the dribble penetration by Tiana mangakahia. And what Miami had done well up to that point is built a cup almost around mangakahia, forcing her to only pass it back for a three. They didn't have a good angle that time, but they're only going to give her mid-range or a pass back.
Drummond is fouled on her three-point attempt. Kelsey Marshall committing the foul. So now Drummond get a chance for 3 free throws.
Yeah, you do want to close out hard, but absolutely contact on that wrist. Never want to foul the jump shooter. And right here at the end of the first period really gives Syracuse a chance to put some points on the board and close this gap.
I remember that Drummond did not play in the regular season meeting against Miami. It was kind of a freak injury in practice that kept her out of that game. But she is Syracuse's top three-point shooter the last 2 seasons. And a pretty good free throw shooter as well, 83% on the year.
And she's one of the reasons why Tiana has had access to the middle of the floor, because the defense has to pay attention and cannot sink in off of Drummond because she had this limitless range and such a quick release.
Seconds ticking off for Gray. Great first quarter between these two top 25 teams in the first of 4 games today here in the ACC tournament quarterfinals. Miami and Syracuse battling. Canes up 2. 21-19. The Hurricanes out in front of the Orange in this quarterfinal matchup. First ever ACC tournament meeting between these two teams. Miami shooting really well in that first quarter.
Yeah, when you're getting high percentage looks and you're getting the ball in the paint to Beatrice Montpremier and Mesa Hoff, that definitely helps. But some balance from Gray as well with 6 points. But the thing for Syracuse is Tiana Mangakahia, either by scoring or assists, is responsible for 16 of their 19 points. So you see how important she is, but also other players will have to be ready to knock down shots, but also serve as a facilitator. Miami's doing a good job of making things hard for Syracuse, especially getting threes.
I look at the defense of Miami just hounding Mangakahia right now.
With size. Notice that. Mortensen has length.
Lewis can be a game changer. She has really added something off the bench to transfer from Ohio State.
She can create her own shot. And Syracuse doesn't have that in a lot of positions. They've got a lot of catch and shoot players. Mangakahia has gotten better at creating her own, but that's the natural game for Lewis.
8-0 run by the Orange has tied this game up. And Mesa Hoff starting the second quarter on the bench. Montpremier has it in the post. Up and over Stroutman.
Too much power. And the Miami bigs are doing a good job of putting their bodies on the backside of the zone. Not just floating around in space, but making this a physical game down low.
The shot from Lewis is good.
Just enough of a bump screen at the high post to get the shooter open.
7 points in the game for Lewis, and Syracuse takes its first lead. A lot of bench players in right now for Miami. Montpremier's not one of them. She's in double digits.
Miami's finding an isolation inside. I mean, credit them for working to get the ball on the interior, even versus the zone.
Lewis, she's been feeling it.
Same play. As that high post player comes in, she is stalling the defense just enough to give Lewis time to get that shot off.
Taylor Mason, Kelsey Marshall, Sarah Mortensen in off the bench for Miami at the moment. Cornelius and Montpremier, the only two starters on the floor for the Canes. That time Syracuse thought they had the turnover, but Stroutman whistled for the foul.
I mean, same play here on the flare almost, and it's not quite a screen by that high post player, but enough to just stunt the defense. Same thing. Defense is sitting there watching, so it almost serves as a flare screen for Lewis. Miami's got to get on top of that player and get out and guard the three.
Lewis has scored the last 8 for Syracuse. Hoff back into the game for Miami. Goes to Montpremier. And she's fouled before she can do anything with it. That'll go against Cooper, her first. Hoff. Stroutman did a nice job defensively that time. Up high, it goes for Sissoko, who traveled. It's the first turnover of the game for Syracuse.
But the dead ball allows for Syracuse to set up their defense. And this is something they didn't get to do a lot in the first matchup either, because they didn't hit shots. And Miami was running on so many live ball turnovers.
Now it's Miami who turns it over. They're 6th of the game. Can Syracuse cash in on it? They won't on that shot. Makia Gray, one of the more unheralded players, but a very important one for Miami this season. Cornelius calling for it in the corner, lines it up, can't knock it down. But there is a foul. Our officials really keeping a close eye on that post play.
Beatrice Montpremier is just relentless in her pursuit of the glass, no matter where she is. Look at her come down from the high post. And definitely a push in the back there, but you have to know where she is at all times, especially because of the Syracuse zone. It's not easy to box out against the zone. And Quentin Hillsman said, we have to box out. We have schemes to do that against the zone. But the unstoppable front line right now of the Hurricanes is a problem.
That's a tough shot that Amasa Hoff just put off the glass.
And look at how small this lineup is on the floor right now for Syracuse.
Mason had it in her hands, couldn't hang on. Cooper, Finkley's in the game, calling for it in the post. Hoff defending. And she gets the rebound. Gray wanted to go to Montpremier. It looked to be a kick. It was at least off a leg.
There really hasn't been an answer for Amasa Hoff and Beatrice Montpremier. I mean, Hoff is looking for the ball against players 5'6", 5'7", 5'8". That's not going to do it.
Montpremier drives. It's a blocking foul. Syracuse is trying everything they can to stop these two, and they just haven't been able to.
Syracuse foul, number 12,
Montpremier off of the bounce. And they called that because Lewis moved into Montpremier. She actually would have had a better shot at taking a charge had she just stayed established in that initial position. But she actually went into Montpremier, which is a foul. It's illegal contact.
The three is good. That'll tie it up as Drummond has 6. Cornelius. Gray quickly goes to Hoff. Hoff had it tapped away. Mason picks it up. 10 on the shot clock for Cornelius. Now 5. Cornelius trying to get something set. Ends up just losing it. Shot clock violation. Syracuse ball.
It doesn't feel like this game should be tied because Miami has shot a high percentage on the inside, but that's what the three-point shot does for you. And Drummond had limitless range, and this is part of Quentin Hillsman's system. You can make as many twos as you want, but the three-point basket counts for 3 of those twos. And they've gotten right back in this.
5 of 13. Syracuse is from 3. Make it 6 of 14. They've now made more than they did in the regular season meeting against Miami in the whole game. And the Hurricanes are having some turnover troubles.
I mentioned how small Syracuse's lineup has been, but that's because Quentin Hillsman wants to spread the floor, drive, and kick. But Digna Strautmane has been shooting very well from long range. Off the pick and roll, Tiana Mangakahia finds the gap. You have to close that space. You can't just run out on Mangakahia. You got to know where that three-point shooter is when you are covering up. And here comes the orange.
Katie Meyer wants a timeout after back-to-back threes. Puts Syracuse up 6. Syracuse wasn't getting the three-point looks early, but boy, they're getting them now.
Welcome back to Greensboro, where the Syracuse Orange has made 7 of their last 11 three-point attempts. Miami is not covering the angles defensively. When Tiana Mangakahia gets in the lane, Amasa Hoff should be the player defending her here at the rim. Beatrice Montpremier wants to cover up the sight line of Tiana Mangakahia so she cannot make this pass. She's not there, so what happens? Wide open pass to the 3 to Digna Strautmane. And you can feel the energy of the Orange picking up as they had started to get more looks at the three-point shot.
You can see already the numbers much better than in the first meeting against Miami. As for what's going on over there, that Miami bench, Kelly Deo, what's going on?
Katie Meyer saying we've got to stop the ball side kick out. That is exactly where they're getting the shots. Tiana Mangakahia getting into the lane, as you said, LaChina, and everything is coming ball side. She said we have to start pinching that elbow position, not letting her have sight to the ball side 3.
That is exactly what LaChina just threw up, Kelly. So Katie Meyer on the same page.
I mean, you got to get there. Tiana is too good. If you don't close that gap, you're going to be in big trouble. And she's right. It can be that post player, as we saw Beatrice Montpremier there, or it can also be the pinch in from the elbow.
Mangakahia scores her first point since she had the first 8 for Syracuse.
And as you start to worry about the kick out, mangakahia starts driving to the rim.
And boy, Miami is struggling with the turnover. Syracuse has 12 points off of 10 Miami turnovers.
Now you start to worry about the kick out on the 3. So see, there's nobody home on that backside because Syracuse has shooters spreading the floor.
Strautman up. That's going to be an offensive foul, though. Take that 3-point attempt away, and that may be the only way to stop Mangakahia from having an impact.
And on our last break, and you see the number there on the drop line.
Wow.
She is responsible for 30 of 38 of Syracuse's points, and that's either by scoring them herself or on the assists. That's just tremendous.
It's pretty good for a point guard, I would say. Miami seeing if they can settle back down a little bit after the turnovers have helped Syracuse extend an 8-point lead. And there's another one. The Orange on an 11-0 run. Strautman up. Why not call your own number?
And that was another concern for Katie Meyer, is that Mesa Hoff and Beatrice Montpremier have to come out and guard. When Drummond was out and did not play in the earlier matchup, Quentin was forced to play a lot of 2-post game. But with Drummond in the game, now he can spread 4 on the perimeter, and Miami's bigs have to come out and guard.
Hoff will go to the free throw line. It's been nearly 3 minutes since Miami had a field goal in this game. Hoff will try to get a couple of points back from the line. Hardy's halftime report coming your way from the Greensboro Coliseum. Tom Wormy will take you through that. We'll have our first half breakdown, plus Tom and Kelly Dale will look ahead. Great game coming up after this one. North Carolina, Notre Dame. You might remember the regular season meeting saw North Carolina shock the world, upsetting the top-ranked Irish.
What a game that was for Sylvia Hatchell's team. And they will be re-energized as Janelle Bailey is expected to make a return in today's game. They will need her, especially not knowing if Stephanie Watts is going to play. She was big in that win over Notre Dame.
Finkley is fouled. Mason picking up the foul.
Miami just doesn't have a lot of confidence right now in their ability to defend Tiana Mangakahia. You can see their body language, shoulders dropping. Long game to go, but they've got to do a better job of communicating defensively.
Entering for Miami, number 20, Kelsey Marshall.
Kelsey Marshall returns to the game for the Canes. Nia Finkley, the 6'4" sophomore from Massachusetts, member of the all-freshman team a year ago. Hits them both. Montpremier out to Marshall. And good pressure from Syracuse, not letting anything come easy. What has changed on this end with China? Because it seemed at first Montpremier and Hoff are having their way.
They're taking away their space. I mean, you see, as soon as Montpremier catches the ball, they're crowding her. So what they're basically doing is forcing Miami to beat them from the outside. They got the pass there. They got it out of the trap. They didn't knock down the shot. But Syracuse is knocking down the shot.
Yes, they are. They started this game 0 of 4 from 3. They are 9 of their last 13.
We came into this game saying, will the interior dominate or the outside shot dominate? Hoff and Montpelier versus the three-point shooting of Syracuse. And it looked like early the Canes were going to run away with it. Nice high post shot there by Mesa Hoff, showing her face-up ability.
12 in the game for Hoff, and the lead is 12 for Syracuse. Mangakahia driving, just getting through everybody. Cornelius over to Marshall. He's going to bounce back out to Cornelius. Mangakahia settle things down, bring the ball up the floor for the Cuse. She is just forcing Miami to pick their poison and how they defend her. Stroutman with a putback. First two-pointer of the game for Stroutman, who has 11. Largest lead of the game for Syracuse. Miami will get 2 and a chance for one more from Montpelier.
Last few offensive possessions for Syracuse, you have to get out there on Cooper on the wing, and then when you try to cheat in that direction, the C's part. I mean, Tiana Mangakahia forces you to make a decision. Who to guard and where to go and how to rotate. And she's just driving and kicking ball side, but she's also doing a really good job of finishing. So on some nights, not as great of a finisher around the rim. She's 5'6", so if you've got some size, you can contest. But boy, she is on fire in this first half. Decision-making and making shots.
Picked up her dribble that time. Under a minute to play in the first half. And Quentin Hillsman wants a timeout. 9 seconds on the shot clock. We'll take a quick timeout as well. Good one going on. Syracuse with 50 in the first half. Syracuse looking strong here. Just under a minute to play before the break. Kelly, you have more in the orange.
Yeah, after graduating from high school in Australia, Tiana Mangakahia took 2 years off and then decided to give junior college a try in the States. Went 2 years to Hutchinson Community College, where she actually did not play at all because of some issues that she had playing for the Australian national team. Then she got her scholarship to Syracuse, and that freshman year led the nation in assists per game, and the rest is history as she's trying to get her team back to the NCAA.
Well, one of the most dynamic players and exciting players, I think, to watch. I mean, she is one who is a must-see player,
I mean, she's
in my
a
opinion.
pass first point guard, and you know, that's not an easy journey, as we heard from Kelly. Sitting out 2 whole years, thinking she was going to play at community college, finding out she wasn't, and just staying active, just playing in practice. But the coaches were so good to her, she said, and they told her they would help her get to a Division I school, and ended up at Syracuse. And she has just been so fun to watch. Fastest player to 1,000 points, on top of breaking the ACC assist record last year.
5 on the shot clock now for Finkley. Rebound Montpelier. Miami a chance to hold for the final shot of the half. But they are going to have a comeback to post in the second half if they want to stay with the orange. They turn it over again. Syracuse should be feeling fine headed to the locker room. What a performance. 50 points in the first half.
This is what you want to happen in March. You want to get hot. And Syracuse is officially hot.
It was Mangakahia early, LaChina, and then She started opening up those three-point shooters, and they did not disappoint. 9 three-pointers made for Syracuse in just the first half today. Miami's going to have their work cut out for them, but Quentin Hillsman has to have a lot that he liked in this first half. Let's hear what he has to say. He's now with Kelly.
Coach, 9 threes already in this first half. How are you getting such open looks?
Well, we saw something on tape where we knew we could get some action. It was working, so that's it.
Miami posted a great job in that first quarter. How did you shut down the interior?
Well, we had to get some early help and shrink the floor. We were still out hugging the perimeter. We had to shrink the floor and make them make tough twos or contested threes.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Pretty impressive showing from Hillsman's Orange in this first half. Syracuse 21-2 when leading at the break. We'll see what Miami has to say in the second half. But for now, the Hardies halftime report coming up after the break.
The 2019 ACC Women's Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Hardee's. And Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's bow time.
We're ready to go in the second half here from Greensboro, North Carolina. The deficit is 13 for Miami. And they started really strong, LaChina, finding their 2 key players inside. Not so much as the half wore on.
Yeah, first 5 minutes of this game, Beatrice Montpremier and Mesa Hoff were getting the basketball. They were getting their hands on it, making high percentage shots. But then in the last 15 minutes of the first half, not so much. Syracuse was hitting shots, so they were able to get back, crowd the post, and they're really forcing Miami's guards to make plays. So that's a good start for the Hurricanes.
First points of the game for India Banks. Finkley, nice left-handed lay-in for the Cuse. Cornelius back to Hoff. Kelly Dale had a chance to catch up with Miami head coach Katie Meyer. What did she tell you, Kelly?
I asked her about her defense, seeing if they were going to make any adjustments of shutting down that three-point line, and the only thing she got to talk about was tiana mangakahia. She said, we got to shut her down. She's the one responsible for all of these points. We've got to pick her up early and not give her vision to the basket.
Long 2 that time for Gray. And here goes Mangakahia. Hoff stood her up. I'm not sure how that wasn't a call of some sort, but there was no foul whistled on the play.
A lot of contact there. And going back to the way we saw Miami guarding tiana mangakahia in the first half, early they were taking away her passing game, was forcing her to shoot it. Good defense there by Hall, but then later they weren't as sharp in their angles of covering up her sight line. And you can see the Miami backcourt with the understanding that Syracuse's defense is focusing on the post. The guards are going to have to step up.
I hope you guys are ready to keep up here in the second half. Both teams coming out firing. Hoff out of the trap. Hoff and Montpremier combining for 28 first half points for Miami. And that turnover bug is not one that Katie Meyer wants to see come back in the second half. Gray commits the foul on Mangakahia.
Yeah, Syracuse had 15 points off turnovers in the first half. Miami none. Gray has the ability to do this. She can get to the rim. She's quick. She's crafty on the finish. But still no answer for the drive and kick from tiana mangakahia. They are just letting her get too deep and letting her see the angles on those passes.
She gets all the way to the rim that time. I mean, you know all about the way she sets up her teammates, but this is a player who can go off. 44 points at Florida State this season.
Well, the bottom line is this. Syracuse is testing the mobility of Miami's post players on the defensive end. They're testing it in a couple of ways. Can you guard tiana mangakahia on that back line of defense when she beats the first defender? They're also testing them to get out and guard the three-point line. And look at how she just dribbles around Mesa Hoff. Too easy.
So on this end, Drummond was actually called for the foul as she was trying to box out Hoff. That's why Miami gets the ball back, and they make the most of it through Montpremier.
No crowd that time by Syracuse defensively. And in a one-on-one situation, Miami's going to score in that.
So Miami has turned a 13-point deficit into 8. Cornelius is going to get whistled for the foul, her second.
Miami's going to try to do what they can. Try to draw a charge. Didn't work that time.
Remember that in one of Miami's biggest wins, really in program history, when they won on the road at Louisville this season. They were down 14 in the second quarter in that game, came back to win. Gray for 3, off the mark, and Montpremier won't be able to catch up to it.
Entering for Syracuse, number 3, Maeva.
Kelly Deo, let's get your thoughts on Miami in this one.
You know, in the first quarter, we saw so many post-entry passes, and in particular, from the top of the offense, not necessarily the wing or the baseline, but when you're at the top, you do not have that help from the wings on defense. And so whether it's Cornelius on that diagonal into the post, or it's another post up top looking for the high-low, I think that's the angle they need to go back to.
That's a good call, Kelly. And, you know, I don't know that they've even had the patience to find their posts the way that they were early in the game, to just look and read and figure out how to get them in. They're kind of throwing it in there, but the defense has done a good job of collapsing down as well. And they do need to find a way to do it without that help collapse.
Montpremier looking for Hoff. Jump ball on the floor. Syracuse ball.
Going back to Miami here on the offensive end. High-low, and that's what Kelly was just talking about. That post-entry pass needs to come from the top or another angle to take away help side defense.
Drummond will go to the bench. Kiki Lewis comes in. She had 10 points in the first half, and Miami's picking up a couple of fouls here early against Mangakahia.
Trying to slow down the speed of this game. We saw an onslaught yesterday from Syracuse. Because they can go so deep, they can play at a fast pace. Players like Tiana Mangakahia came into this season in much better condition, able to play longer minutes on both ends of the floor.
Cornelius, the one charged with guarding Mangakahia, a player who feels she's gotten a lot better in her defense at guarding the league's best, but Mangakahia got free that time. 16 now for Tiana. Montpremier calling for it. Both she and Hoff had their arms up.
And Miami can still run on a made basket. And they have to look to do that before Syracuse gets back and gets the zone set up. Try to get your post early.
Montpremier is fouled by Jaldi Tabdi, her third.
I mean, to Tiana Mangakahia's credit, even on the collapse, she's scoring. This is the cup they wanted. Look at how many players were in pursuit. She's got that floater down. She's worked on a variety of things coming into this season. Has increased her three-point range. Again, has just gotten into better conditioning. Stayed at Syracuse all summer.
Montpremier to Hoff. It doesn't get two initially, but Hoff will have a chance to get him at the free throw line.
And again, we see the same play from post to post. And what Katie Meyer realizes that against this small lineup for Syracuse, Montpremier and Hoff can pass to each other over the top of the defense. And that's been a good option so far here in the third.
Well, China, you and I had Miami in their final home game of the regular season against Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech acting head coach Mark Simon said those two, Hoff and Premier, always look to each other first.
And as they should. I mean, it's the highest percentage shot you're going to get.
Taylor Mason over to Montpremier. Hoff wanted it. Tough shot for Beatrice.
Hoff was there Montpelier's got to be a little more patient.
Everybody going for the ball, and that foul against Miami is going to put Syracuse to the free throw line with over 5 minutes to play in the quarter.
Remember, Quentin Hillsman said nothing soft, and Syracuse is going after every possession, both of these teams. And we mentioned how important this game is to Syracuse, because in the top 16 reveal, they were close to the bottom of the teams that are expected to host first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament, 5 total from the ACC. Miami was in there as well, but they are in a much more secure position, having beaten both Notre Dame and Louisville in the regular season. But Syracuse wants to secure that position to host.
Stroutman rattles both around and in, and as those fouls have mounted, Montpelier has 2. She's on the bench for Miami. India Banks driving. Hoff has to be careful. Travel is the call on Stroutman, so Miami will keep it. Miami trying to climb back in this one, but Syracuse holding strong. They lead it 61-46, under 5 to play in the third.
The 2019 ACC Women's Basketball Tournament is brought to you by the official corporate champions of the ACC, Geico, New York Life, Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits, Food Lion, and Toyota.
Syracuse leading Miami 61-46. Kelly Deo was over by the Syracuse bench. What's Quentin Hillsman have to say?
Actually, Von Reed started off that huddle, and he sat down the kids and went through a few defensive adjustments with them, especially on the out of bounds right here. And then Coach Hugh came in and said, we have got to defend the high post better. He's worried about that high-low look inside for Miami.
And that's the way they've been able to make use of their post game once again, Kelly. We did see a little bit more help early on this possession down low when Hoff caught the ball. Tiana Mangakahia did sag in. Another good help there, but a foul call.
Sarah Mortensen in the game for Montpelier. She got it over to Hoff as Amaya Finkley picked up the foul. Free throws were a huge part of Miami's win over Syracuse in the regular season. They went 25 of 29 from the line in that game, and Hoff tied a school record by going a perfect 11 of 11.
They were able to make it a physical game. And that's what Miami has to do here. They can overpower. They've got more size, more strength. Syracuse has better shooting. They want this to be a game about space on the offensive end. They want space to drive for Tiana. Space to see kickouts for threes.
Well, Hoff is not going to have that mark of perfection from the free throw line in this game, but she did get her own rebound, drew another foul, and now has to be bandaged up a bit before she can come in and take the free throws. Having a great year, Amasa Hoff. All ACC first team selection, was the winner of the inaugural Most Improved Player Award in the ACC, member of the All Defensive Team, and you see her career numbers amongst the best in Miami history in terms of field goal percentage and blocks.
And something that's important for Mesa has been, she's healthier than she had been previously in her career.
So she was not able to come back in initially to shoot these free throws, so the Hurricanes are able to bring someone off the bench, allow Micaiah Gray to shoot them.
And by rule, 1 tick has to go off the clock before a Mesa can return to the game.
We were wondering about that. Had a similar situation yesterday with North Carolina when Paris Key had to go off and came back into the game.
Yeah, I believe it was Olivia Smith came in, shot the free throws. Now Smith doesn't have to stay in the game in that situation, but someone has to come into the game to allow that 1 tick to go off of the clock before the injured player can return.
Mortensen picked up that foul as Finkley will go to the line. She has 4 points in the game. And that is the first miss from the free throw line for Syracuse today. They were a perfect 7 of 7 as a team before that attempt.
One made three-pointer so far in this period for Syracuse. So Miami's got to be happy with that aspect of their defense.
Number 32.
There was an onslaught of those threes in the second quarter.
Yeah, Miami's did the job defensively on the three-point line initially in this game as Syracuse started 0 of 4 and then went 9 of 15 from deep in that first half. Quick to Montpremier was Cornelius.
Syracuse picked up with some pressure, but not effective. And that early post-up was good for Montpremier, and then Syracuse gets them going the other way.
Stroutman out running the floor.
He's had a very balanced game, Stroutman. Her three's been falling. She's got size, but can also stroke it. And just a good job of beating the entire Miami defense down the floor that time.
Get a good basketball family, Stroutman. Her older sister plays at Quinnipiac. 7 on the shot clock. Montpremier knows where she's headed. Going to the hoop.
Another isolation with no help.
22 in the game now for Montpremier.
He will do that the entire game. And Kelly Deo talked about it earlier. That pass from the top has been effective.
Drummond, breaking the hearts on this potential comeback for Miami. Big three.
Cool, calm, and collect. The minute you forget about Miranda Drummond, she drills one.
Montpremier, she's been aggressive trying to find her shot here, and she's fouled.
Montpremier receiving that pass from the top. No help really digging in, and then Drummond from Quentin Hillsman, almost at the hash mark. Led Syracuse in three-point field goals made this year and last season. She's a transfer into Syracuse and has been given a directive from Quentin Hillsman to shoot the ball or I'm taking you out. I don't know if that's a green light. That's greener than the green light,
yeah.
I think, there, Jim. I don't know what color that is. Whatever's green in the green, that's what she's got.
Gives her confidence, too. Not going to get yanked for taking a shot. 24 points for Montpremier, ties her career high. Drummond faked the three that time. Offensive foul as Makia Gray drew the charge.
Good job by Gray here. Good anticipation. Just gets into position. And Drummond really just runs her over.
It feels like, LaChina, Miami has done a better job of getting Syracuse out of that rhythm that they really started to get into in the second quarter.
Yeah, they have. And Miami has found their answer in getting the ball inside. So that allows them to get back and get set, get organized for Tiana Mangakahia in the Syracuse offense.
From the free throw line is good. She's up to 16 now. Stroutman missed it all on that attempt. Hoff and Montpremier are moving around the paint. Gray lines up a three. Cornelius managed to keep that ball in her possession. Miami just 1 of 11 from 3 in this game. It has been Hoff and Montpremier doing the bulk of the work. Can they get some help? Kelsey Marshall says yes. And it is now a 6-point game. Syracuse led by 13 to start the second half. Orange looking for a bucket. 5 on the shot clock. Lewis Won't get it. Hoff with the rebound. Gray up to Mom Premier. The timing just a little off on that pass.
We mentioned how Mesa Hoff facilitates the offense from the center position. Well, she can knock down the mid-range, but right here on the drive, good vision, kicks it out. Marshall, one of the biggest three-point threats for Miami, gets one to go. And Syracuse has not done a good job against this zone defense of finding their own shots.
Jaldi Topti had a great look there, but couldn't finish. Now she is fouled. See who it goes against. Mom Premier had some concern, but it is not against her. It is the third, however, against Laura Cornelius.
Miami is really just spreading out in that zone. Syracuse not hitting as many outside shots, but they're kind of just testing them. I mean, giving them some space to operate. But Tiana likes playing against man-to-man. She loves attacking pick and rolls. She drags defenders with her. But against the zone, especially one that can be as big as Miami, she's got to figure out how to draw that next line of defense and find her shooter. She hasn't done that here in the last few minutes of this third.
Second free throw misses, but a big offensive rebound for Syracuse. That free throw stopped a 7-0 run by Miami. The lead back to 7 for the Orange. Mangakahia has been kept in check in this third quarter. Offensive foul! Gray has done it again.
Gray is anticipating the drive at the top here. Let's see, Tiana Mangakahia. I don't know about that one. I thought that there was some illegal contact, some body contact by Gray.
She has 2 big charges that she's just taken here. Now Miami with a chance to get the final shot of the quarter. Gray to hop off the glass, it's good. Was there a foul there? Our officials are going to come together to talk it over. Joe Vasily, Ed Sedlowski both over there discussing that play right before the buzzer sounded. Looked like it happened before. We'll see. Did you believe they did initially call a foul, didn't they, LaChina?
Yeah, they're going to go back and look to see whether or not the foul occurred before the clock expired.
So it would be on Gray if it counts. It would be her third. Let's take a look at it with the clock now.
And Tiana Mangakahia was in her shooting motion, so she's likely to get 3 free throws here.
Yeah, I love the effort. Makia Gray's been a big part of this comeback, especially with her effort on the defensive end, creating a couple of turnovers with those offensive fouls against Syracuse.
They didn't look too aggressive on the top of that defense, but Gray did a very good job of getting in position, drawing some charges. Right here, getting to the middle of the paint, making a Mesa Hoff's job easier.
Go to your money makers, Hoff and Mom Premier carrying the load today for Miami. Waiting for the official word here. No foul. So Miami and Makia Gray can breathe a sigh of relief. And Syracuse ended that third quarter with a drought of over 3 minutes without a field goal. That has allowed Miami to get back in this thing. 5-point game, fourth quarter coming up. The second quarter belonged to Syracuse, but Miami coming back in the third, outscoring the Orange by 8. They now trail by 5, and we got a game in the fourth quarter. Spot in the ACC tournament semifinals on the line for these two teams. Miami looking to pick up where they left off with that strong third quarter showing. Montpremier looks in the corner for Marshall. Oh, she's had the touch. Miami wasn't hitting from downtown, but Marshall is now.
Coming into the third quarter, we knew that Miami guards would have to make plays on the offensive end because Syracuse had started to focus so much on Hoff and Montpremier.
Syracuse had 9 threes in the first half, just 2 in the third quarter. They're 1 away from tying the ACC tournament record as Montpremier continues her assault on the rim.
Get the ball to your bigs, and much like a Mesa Hoff, Montpremier has started to see the floor, and that pass out because the defense is so worried about Hoff on the post-up. Gets out to Marshall. Syracuse has got to get out there and guard. Marshall's a three-point threat.
Montpremier could set a new career high. She puts this free throw away. She does. And it is a 1-point game. Miami has cooled off the Cuse on this end of the floor. It's a 13-1 run by the Hurricanes. Mangakahia inside to Jaldi Tabdi. Too short. Hoff grabbed it. And now Miami with a chance to take the lead. Montpremier gets to the rim again.
That is the weak spot against that zone, the high post, and Syracuse really doesn't have a player that has the size, quick, strength combination of Montpremier in that scenario.
Shot won't go. Marshall got the steal, then got the rebound. Syracuse led by as many as 16 in this game. Hoff had it, but lost it.
And that was a good look by Drummond. They ran her baseline. She gets the three from the corner. But take a look at this high post against the zone. Montpremier just too quick for Jaldi Tabdi. Too strong for Strautmane on the backside.
A shot from Drummond. Boy, Syracuse needed that one. Their last field goal coming at the 3:15 mark of the third quarter.
Syracuse able to set up their pressure.
Marshall has hit a couple of threes for Miami. She puts it in the hands of the redshirt junior, Laura Cornelius. Montpremier setting the screen for Makia Gray. Mangakahia ready to run now. Got right around Cornelius. Oh, what a finish.
And that's what works so well for Syracuse, is getting the ball in transition in the first half. Not allowing Miami's defense to get up and get organized.
And Cornelius had to be careful there, playing with 3 fouls. Here is Hoff. Her left-handed shot is good.
Looking at offense here first from Syracuse. Cornelius thought she was there, but no way. And then Mangakahia, who has become such a great finisher, finding her way for an easy 2 in transition.
Hoff gets the 3-point play. Miami within 1. Drummond wants it, gets it. 4 threes in the game for Drummond, reminding Miami of what they got to go without when they faced Syracuse in the regular season.
And I'm sure Drummond is thinking about that. What if I had been on the floor?
Marshall with the answer. Lewis drive to the basket. Jaldi Tabdi came flying in, had it blocked by Montpremier, but a foul was called.
Miami foul number
But Syracuse starting to find their stroke again from outside. It's a new ACC tournament record. 13 threes made in this one.
What is Drummond's range when she steps in the gym? Miami hasn't figured out that you can't just close out on Drummond. You got to be there on the catch.
Entering for Syracuse, number 11, Gabby Cooper.
Drummond will go to the bench as Cooper comes in her place. Another great three-point shooter. She also has 4 threes in this game, Cooper.
And credit Jaldi Tabdi, the freshman, getting down and making a play. She's getting a lot of pressure. I mean, Miami is trying to go to that backside, both on the drive and to the pass into the post on Jaldi Tabdi. She's got quite a job to do in there.
Miami into the high post, and Hoff gets a friendly roll. 23 now for Mesa Hoff, but 21 in the regular season against Syracuse. She stops Mangakahia on the defensive end. There's the freshman, Jaldi Tabdi. Gets it out to the shooters. The defense gets there too.
I was going to tell her to pass it to Drummond, but I just noticed she wasn't in the game. She's just standing out of bounds.
Mangakahia will take the deep three. Jaldi Tabdi, a big offensive board, and gets the 2 to boot.
Big plays. Member of the ACC all-freshman team. Out-experienced against a Mesa Hoff and Beatrice Montpremier, but not afraid to mix it up inside using her strength and her girth.
Drawing some fouls from those 2 players too. Hoff now has 2, Montpremier has 3. Hoff couldn't keep the rebound. It does go back in the hands now to Cornelius in Miami. Here goes Gray, lightning quick, had it blocked. Strautmane.
For all the talk about Miami's front court, give some credit to Strautmane and Jaldi Tabdi in these last few possessions and how they have held their own.
Shot clock getting low for Syracuse. 3 now for Mangakahia. Spins, had it tapped. Shot clock violation.
Good defense by Miami on number 4 in orange.
Under 5 to play. A 5-minute game. Who wants it more in this one? They're all fighting to try to finish with that trophy right there. What a game. Loving what we're seeing here from Greensboro, North Carolina, the ACC tournament quarterfinals. What a game to start us off today. Miami and Syracuse battling. It's an ACC tournament record, 13 threes made by Syracuse. Miami shooting 54%. And their 2 post players coming up big.
Mangakahia, 18 points, 11 assists. Syracuse has gotten back to their 3-point attack here in this 4th quarter.
Miami has done a better job of taking care of the basketball this half as well so far.
Look at Syracuse really dedicating a body to the high post position. And what that says to me is that they're putting priority over guarding that high-low and will allow Miami a little more leeway on the 3-point shot for a kick out.
Mangakahia looking to slow things down a little bit here on the offensive end. At least for now. 8 on the shot clock.
So much attention at that high post area on Mangakahia.
Gray stays with her, doesn't matter. Tiana hits it anyway.
She earned it. Miami in spurts has challenged Mangakahia to just hit that mid-range, taking everything else away from her, and she's hit it.
Foul on the floor.
Little screen in that high post area against the zone. And Gray has done what she could. I mean, that's a contested shot. High level of difficulty. Got it to go. You got to live with that if you're Katie Meyer.
The Miami ball under the basket. Hoff thought for a moment she'd be shooting, but the foul called on the floor. Marshall looked at her feet, made sure it was a three. It's got to make it to get it.
That's the shot that Syracuse has decided to give them.
Drummond gets two on the break. Timeout, Miami. Miranda Drummond having a big second half. Tiana Mangakahia leading the way for the Orange.
Welcome back to Greensboro, where the Syracuse Orange is starting to pull away from Miami. And defensively, the Orange had to make a decision. In the third quarter, Miami was beating them in two ways, the three-point shot and the high-low look. Well, they are collapsing inside, taking away the high-low, taking away the post play, but they're leaving Kelsey Marshall open in that corner. Now, Marshall didn't hit a three in the first half. She had two in that third quarter stretch. So you see what Syracuse is taking away, what they're willing to give up. We saw a conversation with Katie Meyer going into that break. She went up to Marshall, and tried to just encourage her that she can knock that shot down.
Marshall 2 of 7 from 3 in the game. Gray gets to the rim. Montpremier is tied up with Finkley. Syracuse ball. Reminder coming up at 2 o'clock Eastern. 4th-ranked Notre Dame, the #1 seed in this tournament, will take on North Carolina. It will be more of a full roster for North Carolina today. Janelle Bailey had to serve a 1-game suspension yesterday, but will be back. All ACC selection for the Tar Heels.
Eager to see Paris Key once again. And also Jackie Young, who missed that first game and ended her regular season with back-to-back triple doubles.
Mangakahia took some steps.
Go back to it. Marshall actually hit one of those threes in the third quarter and one in the fourth, but nevertheless, Miami really has not hit a lot of long-range shots in this game. So I like the call by Quentin Hillsman saying they're not hitting the three. We have to pick our poison, but there it is. They have to make a different decision there.
Taylor Mason, a big one there for Miami. Their last field goal coming at the 5:56 mark on the clock. And she had some big buckets, Mason, in Miami's win over Notre Dame. Trying to help Miami's cause here against Syracuse. Cooper stays with the Orange.
Now, Taylor Mason is a player that has stepped up in stretches for Miami this season, most notably in their win over Notre Dame.
At 13 points in that one, LaChina. All off the bench, all in the second half. Those are career high.
And some players are just gamers like that. It doesn't matter what their impact has been up to that point. They get in. They are a changer down the stretch. That's a big shot.
Finkley under some pressure. Now Mangakahia has it. This was a Miami team that had a shot there after those two big wins, beating both Louisville and Notre Dame. Nobody else has ever done that since those two teams have been in the conference, beating them both in the same season. Miami had a chance to contend for the regular season title before a loss against Virginia Tech on the road. Mangakahia into the lane, around and out to Montpremier. Miami needs some points. Mason drives, had it blocked by Cooper, but it'll stay with the Canes.
Good transition defense there by Cooper. Cooper realizes she's beat, but is able to get in position to get the basketball, and that's the most important part.
This is all Mesa Hoff. Doesn't get the roll, and there will be a foul.
Once again, Miami only really getting one look at it.
Miami foul number
Digna Stroutmana
51, offensive
stepping up her toughness.
Third personal, third team foul.
So Syracuse trying to see this one out. 6-point lead. Miami trying to play it straight at the moment. Mangakahia gets away from Cornelius. Didn't even want to shoot right now. Trying to use that clock to her advantage. Cooper, plenty of time and space. That's trouble for Miami. 15 in the game for Gabby Cooper. Makia Gray drives and is fouled. Time running out on Miami.
Gabby Cooper makes a defensive stop on one end, comes to the other, and 2 steps behind 3, forcing Beatrice Montpremier to come out and contest. And it is good to go. Keep in mind, Gabby Cooper was a part of that Syracuse team that went to the national championship game. Many of these players for Quentin Hillsman are 1st or 2-year players. Even Tiana, who's listed as a junior, only her 2nd year in the program. Drummond is a transfer. So Cooper is a 4-year player that has been in the battles. She learned from Brittany Sykes. She's learned from the leaders at Syracuse, and that was a big moment for her.
Tiana Mangakahia, our Hardy's star to watch today, has now tied an ACC tournament single game record with her 13 assists. Go along with 20 points. Gray has 13 for Miami.
Entering for Miami, number 25, Caleb Prather.
What a great game back and forth as these two teams went to their strengths. They adjusted in the game, trying to figure out what they were going to take away from their opponent. Big rebound by Cooper, and there you go, LaChina. She has a big block. She hits a big 3. She grabs a big rebound.
Miami foul number 21.
All here in the last minute or so.
14 foul. Entering for Syracuse, number 12, Katie Lewis.
It's been a great season for Katie Meyer and Miami. In an uphill battle now, with under a minute to play in this one against Syracuse. Mangakahia has just been too good.
She has.
She is fouled by Prather. This is what Miami has done this season. I mean, what a tremendous job by Katie Meyer. 12 ACC wins, top 5 in the conference. Defensively putting up some really good numbers, and off the glass 5-2 against the top 25, including those 2 top 5 wins over Notre Dame and Louisville.
Despite this loss, I 100% believe that Miami is going to host as one of the top 16 seeds. When you look at their season overall, their quality wins, all indications by numbers, but also just sheer performance. They ran into a red-hot Syracuse shooting team that was in a more vulnerable position as far as hosting is concerned.
But Syracuse helping to make their case here as Cornelius hits the 3 to hang on to that hosting spot. Cornelius makes it a 7-point game, so hang on now. Not go too far away. We will remind you what's coming up next. Well, the defending national champs will be in the house in Greensboro, Notre Dame. What a tremendous job Muffet McGraw has done with this program. They have been dominant in the ACC for the first time last year, losing in the ACC tournament as Louisville snatched the title away. But Notre Dame once again the top seed, and they'll be taking on North Carolina. That game coming up at 2 o'clock Eastern time. We told you Tiana Mangakahia was one of those must-see players, and she has done it in different ways today too. Starting off, Miami was gonna take away her passing lane, so she scored. First 8 points for the Orange, and then now she has an ACC tournament record with her assists.
Miami foul number 1, Laura Cornelius.
It's a fourth foul on Cornelius, and now Syracuse will be at the line. The winner of this one will be the first team through to the semifinals. And they'll take on the winner of our next game between Notre Dame and North Carolina. 18 points in this game from Miranda Drummond.
She ain't having a little bit big. To go back to Cooper, I gave her a little bit more credit. She didn't have anything to do with the national championship run, but she did play alongside those players that had an understanding. And she's talked about the impact that Sykes and others had on her career and how they taught her what the expectation was at Syracuse, how to play hard, how to be a professional in that setting. And Miami not going away.
Two big threes back-to-back for Miami. Trying to keep some hope alive.
And that's what they really needed throughout the course of this game, is outside shooting to balance in what they had going on the inside. Because for that stretch, as Cornelius catches it and just puts it in, but in that stretch when Syracuse decided to give Miami the three, they weren't able to knock it down, and that hurt them.
For the game, Miami 6 of 19 from three. Cornelius has hit back-to-back threes for Miami. Marshall will try one. Can't get it. Hoff gets the rebound and the putback. Back to 5-point deficit. And Katie Meyer will call a timeout. We'll take a quick break as well. Just seconds left to play in this one. Five-point game, under 20 seconds to play. Miami hadn't been hitting the three all game long. Cornelius hits a couple back-to-back to extend this one. And then Amasa Hoff had the 2-point shot just a moment ago. So 5 points the difference. That'll be Syracuse ball.
Just have to take care of the basketball in this situation. Be smart, make good passes.
Miami just not going away. North Carolina, Notre Dame. The next game coming up from our ACC tournament quarterfinals. That one scheduled for 2 o'clock Eastern time on most of your regional sports networks. And now Syracuse has called a timeout. We'll extend this break a bit. Miami called the first timeout. Syracuse followed, so the Orange will have the opportunity to advance the basketball. Tiana Mangakahia. Ojar Hardy's star to watch, doing it all for Syracuse today. 23 points, 13 assists.
Syracuse with 4 guards on the floor to help with this inbound situation.
I'll put it in the hands of Mangakahia. Mason didn't quite get over to her as quickly maybe as Miami would have liked, but now the foul committed.
I'm going to say something about Tiana Mangakahia. Syracuse had a record crowd. Big Monday opportunity against Notre Dame a couple of weeks ago. Notre Dame really put a beating on them. And after that game, Tiana said, you know, she just realized that we're going to have to play at a different level. I am going to have to play at a different level. She got in some foul trouble in that game, was not happy with herself. And if you look at how well she's played since then, may not be big numbers, but she's stayed on the floor. She did have the 44-point performance against Florida State, 27 at Boston College, reached 1,000 points, so she's a woman determined.
And she may well get that chance to get another shot at Notre Dame. Winner of Notre Dame, North Carolina, awaits the Syracuse Orange, who are the first team through to the semifinals. Our final score, Syracuse wins it 92-85. Thanks so much for watching today's first game. We'll see you a little bit later on most of your regional sports networks as the tournament continues at 2 with North Carolina and Notre Dame.
Tiana, what an accomplishment this win was, knocking off Miami. How did that feel as a team to get that win?
Yeah, it was a great feeling, especially, you know, in regular season. We lost to them prior to this game, so I think coming into this game we were prepared and ready to take them on again.
Obviously, you had a great effort from the three-point line, but you're distributing excellent today. How did you find your teammates so easily against this defense?
Yeah, I think at the beginning of the game, you know, I was attacking the rim, and then they started to help and seek into the paint, and, you know, my teammates were ready to shoot the three, and that really helped us.
Thanks, Tiana.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.